Hi, welcome back to my channel. So last time I made some pie crust and now I am going to make some apple pies and try to bake it in the air fryer. So what you're going to need is, I have 2 apples, some sugar, a tablespoon of sugar, a tablespoon of coconut palm sugar. I'm going to try this instead of brown sugar and see how that turns out. Cinnamon, cornstarch. I have 2 tablespoons of butter and a pinch of salt. So we're going to turn the stove on to medium-high heat. And I did forget to mention that we also need water. Gonna let this warm up, and while it's warming up, I was gonna tell you that this is the little bitty pan that I'm gonna be using for the pie in the air fryer. Okay, now that the pan is hot, we're gonna go ahead and dump the butter in there. Let this melt up. I did sprinkle some lemon juice on the apples so they won't turn brown, but it's not working very well. Alright, we're going to go ahead and dump the apples in there. And we will do the little bit of salt, sugar, cinnamon, and the coconut palm sugar. Stir that up a little bit. Smells good. And go ahead and do the cornstarch. And some water. That was about 1/4 cup of water. I'm gonna let this get all nice and thick, and then we will prepare the pies. Okay, this is looking really good and smelling delicious. So I'm going to go ahead and set it to the side and let it cool down, and we'll start getting the pie crust ready. And I think what I'm going to do is make one pie, because there's a lot in it. I don't want it to overfill, so I'm going to make one out of this and then make like a small pie. What do you call those things that you get in the box at McDonald's? Something like. Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and roll out the dough. It's been sitting in the fridge for an hour, and you're going to need a palote. So I'm going to just dust a little bit of flour on my work surface, and we'll get the dough out. And just put a little bit of flour on your palote and just start rolling. Rolling and turning. So what I was thinking of doing was just putting the pie crust down in there and then folding it over on the edges and having kind of like an opening. I'll show you. So I'm going to roll the pie crust up on this balote and then lay it down in my miniature pie pan. I'm going to use this because my nails are long and they always seem to dig into the pie crust. You just lift and push, lift and push around. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and put the apples in there. Uh-oh. Well, it all fits, so there it goes. No extra pies. And there we go. Now I'm going to bake it in the air fryer. So I haven't done this before. We're going to see what happens. Balote muddler. Okay, on some of my attempts of baking in the air fryer, I've noticed that the tops have gotten brown really fast before the rest was done baking. So I've been using a lid. I tried foil, but the foil just blows around and ends up coming off because of I have the cupcake, which is silicone. And it doesn't stick on that very well. So the air fryer is ready. I'm going to put the lid on there and put it in there. So it is in there and it's at 350 and I started it for 10 minutes and we will check it. So it's been in there for 10 minutes and it still is not done, so I'm going to go ahead and put it in there for another 10 minutes. So now that it's been baking at 350 for 20 minutes covered, I'm going to go ahead and take the cover off. Getting flaky. All right, so I'm going to bake it for another 5 minutes and see how that goes. Okay, it's been in the air fryer for 10 minutes uncovered, and I'm going to go ahead and take it out and we'll see what it looks like. This is the result. So we'll try it out and find out if it's good. Okay, so since this is the first time that I've made a pie in the air fryer, it's taking a little bit longer than I had thought. I took it out and flipped it over, and the bottom of the crust wasn't completely done, so I turned it back in there and put it back in, and it's been going for another 15 minutes. So this is going to be another recipe that I'm going to go ahead and try and fix and make sure that I have completely corrected. So stay tuned to the next one. But we're not done here, so it still looks good, and we'll give it a taste and see what happens. Okay, so here's the done result. And I still think it could have cooked a little bit more on the bottom, but we're gonna try it. Babe, come check it out. Alright, so I did taste this, and the way I made it with the crust on just part of it, I think I'd go with the crust on all of it. It tastes better. But it was pretty good. Just go with the crust on all of it and put a slab of ice cream on top of it, and you're good to go.
It would be nice to have the increased income. Stop taking money from my parents. Money from family does come with strings attached. You have no idea. They buy me a new BMW for my birthday, but can I get seat warmers? No.
So if you like my video, give me a thumbs up, subscribe down below, and don't forget to hit the notification sign next to the subscribe button. And I'll see you guys later. Thanks for joining me. Bye.